Hi, I'm Mel, and I'm so glad you could make it to this video about a walk in Bologna up to the spectacular sanctuary of the Madonna of San Luca, which we see here, and the walk's otherwise known as the Portico Walk. We did the walk on a Sunday in March 2025, and along the way filmed some fine views, but possibly also some scammers. So come with us to see both, and I'll reveal all about what was going on. Now, the simplest way of going to San Luca is to get one of these little minibuses pre-booked, but we chose to start from here, Piazza Maggiore, and from here it's about a 5-kilometer, 3-mile walk. It takes an hour and a half or so walking through the streets of Bologna. So I think we better get a jog on here. Nobody wants to sit through an hour and a half video. As we go, we can talk about Bologna and the walk, but first of all, there's a rather interesting encounter. So as we're leaving the city centre, we notice 3 people set up with a table, and one of them approaches us and says,
"Ciao, buongiorno. Can you sign for us against drugs, mister?"
Now, on YouTube, there are so many videos that will tell you this guy is a scammer. He's going to get you over to the table, he's going to pick your pocket, he's going to start shouting and insist you pay him money. So I said no and walked away. But later on it bugged me. So I got the name of the organization and emailed them and said, hey, you know this guy who said he works for you, he doesn't really, does he? To find, no, he does. He's a recovering addict, he is raising funds for them and doing a good thing. And I was wrong. I suppose I should say, if you don't know anything about Bologna, you'll probably be interested to see my other video on the subject, which I'll put a link in the description. And that being said, if you like this video, or the other one about Bologna, why don't you go right ahead and subscribe to our channel? It means an awful lot to a small channel, it costs you nothing at all, and you know you're worth it. So, if you don't know Bologna, it's a beautiful city that's north of Florence and on the high-speed rail line in Italy between Rome and Milan, so it's an easy place to get to. It has 3 nicknames, which are La Rossa, the red one, La Grossa, the fat one, and La Dotta, the learned one. And we'll explain those in a minute. But before we do, we are approaching the beginning of the walk proper, which officially starts here at the Porta Zaragoza. And remember that the first nickname of Bologna is La Rossa, the red one. Well, you can see why it's called that, because so many of the buildings are built from brick and terracotta. And this is the beginning of the 666 arches of the UNESCO protected Portico Walk. And that is a strange number, is it not? 666 being the number of the beast, and yet it leads you to the Madonna di San Luca church. We've just time to explain the second nickname, La Grossa, the fat one, and that's because of all the wonderful food that there is in Bologna. For further details, consult our video linked in the description. If you fancy cutting the walk short a bit, you can get a bus here to the Arco Meloncello and start from there. But you've still got most of the climb, about 275 meters of climbing left, and about a couple of kilometers left to go, because it does start going up from here. As you can see, this is a lot of ramps, and you'll see increasingly more steps as we go on. Now, where was I with all of those nicknames? Oh yes, the last one, La Dotta, the learned one. And that's because the University of Bologna was founded in the 11th century, making it the oldest university in Europe. People such as Erasmus and Copernicus, various popes and cardinals attended here, as did Marconi, Ferrari and Armani, to name but a few. It ranks as the #1 university in Italy, and there's about 85,000 students attending here. So, La Dotta, the learned one. So we're almost there, and we're just about to arrive at the circled position, the Santuario della Madonna di San Luca. It was built in 1732 and took around 50 years to build, and it's the home of a richly decorated and Byzantine-style image of the Madonna, dating from medieval times, but once believed to have been painted by St. Luke himself. Every Ascension week, she's carted down the hill to the Cathedral of San Pietro, with crowds lining the streets along the way. It's probably no surprise, given that it was a Sunday and all, and beautiful weather, but it was pretty crowded when we got there and difficult to make out much. And so friends, as our video comes to a close, you know the drill. If you could like, comment, share and subscribe, that would mean a huge amount to a small channel like this. Looking out over the views, you can also see on the right hand side the 4 important things that I'd really like you to do on this occasion. Well, thanks very much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed it.